Chris, can we stop saying the second half of the season? Let's just call it
the last third.
Let's just call it the last 8.5 week sprint. Let's call it that.
Okay.
Because we know they're not going to play another 50 games.
No.
It bothers me every year, so we should just change that now, Chris.
Okay,
on your
I'm with
show
you.
to warm up.
I was actually just thinking that
right?
as I said it. I'm like, yeah,
that's
not what it
8
is.
weeks left. Because, I mean, understand that you're jockeying for a position. Those bottom 8 teams, they're already getting ready for 1, 2, 3 Cancun. They're getting ready for vacation. Let's just call it what it is. The top 8 teams are really taking it serious. Who could really move up in this next week or two? Who could slip?
Yeah.
7 or 8. Do you really want to hold on to 7 or 8, or do you really want to slip out and get a lottery pick? So only a handful of teams are really, really locking in, honing in, saying we really got jockey for a better position.
So looking at the Grizzlies and the Lakers, it's a possible playoff preview in the sense the Lakers, the 1 seed right now, the Grizzlies sitting in that 8th spot. But we also look at the moves that were made today. The Pistons bought out Markieff Morris, and according to Shams Charania, the Lakers, they've signed them. Sekou, what does he add to this team?
He adds the same things that the other Morris twin adds to the Clippers.
Yeah.
Toughness, shot making, a defender on the perimeter against, bigs, and guys who are playing, at wing forward spot. But more than anything, this gives the Lakers another body to go at the Clippers with. This is an arms race between these two teams. They've been trying to match up body for body. The Lakers are clearly the biggest, most formidable frontline team you're going to see in the playoffs on the Eastern Conference side. I think Milwaukee occupies that same spot, on the other side. But this is a deal where if you couldn't get the other Morris, the Lakers, you just get this Morris. I mean, I like it. You put them in the same city.
Yeah.
Maybe test some loyalties. When see who really wants
You think
to
they're
go
going to change jerseys?
I like that.
Let's
Yeah,
see
I like
who really
that.
wants to go at his twin when you play.
Hey,
each other.
who y'all doubling tonight? What's going on? Like you might have a little inside, because we may laugh at it, but can you imagine you just signed with the enemy, but we brothers.
And they might be
And
sharing
as
a
tight as
condo.
brothers
As tight as you can get
Yeah.
as twins, right?
Yeah.
So I can sure one may be trying to
I
get
love
some type of information.
I love it.
I would.
It only spices up an already
Yeah.
spicy rivalry. It's going to make it even better.
All right, we talk about the Lakers all the time. So let's talk about the Grizzlies and their young stars, Jaren Jackson, Ja Morant, and also I'm going to mention Brandon Clark in, that conversation because all 3 of those guys played in the Rising Stars game. So 3D, like we've said before with this team, it seems like they're playing with house money. But what do you expect from them closing out the rest of this season? What are you watching?
I expect Coach Jenkins to really test this young team and see how good they want to be. Sekou and I were having a conversation a couple weeks ago about it. At first, I was like, I don't know, maybe let it go to draft pick. No, these young guys are playing the right way. They're on the right directory. You put the right vets around them. Why not get a taste of the playoffs? Why not let the fans know that this is who they are? The basketball guys have been good to them. Give them 2 young players. And you bring in Brandon Clark. Now he's lights off. I call him the human pogo stick, the way he runs up down the floor and alley-oops and block shots. I love everything Tyler Jenkins has done with this young team and the way they're playing.
Well, and you're going to have to fight off some competition for the 8th spot. I know we kind of talk about them now, projecting them into that 8th spot.
Portland.
But I'm nervous now with
You
Dame.
got 28 games left. That's a lot of time for you to slip up or somebody else to gain
Yeah.
grounding.
Yeah.
So we're going to find out if this Grizzlies team is mature enough with these young guys in key positions to battle through a late season playoff push. This is going to be difficult. Taylor Jenkins is just as green to this as a head coach as some of these guys on his roster. So we're going to find out if the Grizzlies have the mettle to hold off these other teams down the stretch and get that playoff spot.
Yeah, because their best players are, 19, 20, 21 in that age range?
Yeah, but I talked to Jaren Jackson Jr. in Chicago during All-Star Weekend. They don't talk like 19, 20-year-old
They
guys.
don't.
They really exhibit the kind of characteristics you want from mature players in this league. I would imagine they're going to put up a vicious fight for that 8th spot. It's just going to be a matter of can they hold out.
Now, with Dame Lillard's growing injury, how long, if that's going to be more serious? Obviously, the Zion effect down in New Orleans, they think they can fight
5
back.
games back for them.
Right, so all of that's good conversation, but I think the real team you give eyeball to is the Spurs because we know they have that pedigree, Pop's there. And can DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus all just get back to some type of all-star play? To your point, Sekou, you could give them a legit chance. But if Dame is banged up more than we think it is, then you kind of take pork.
And we don't even talk about Sacramento and Phoenix, who are really, if you look at the numbers, they're right there.
They're right there, too.
But we're not talking about them. If one of them were to get hot, one of those teams get rolling, you know how it is after the All-Star break. Somebody's schedule might open up anything. An injury somewhere allows a team to get cranked up. This race could be much more interesting, Chris, than we think.
Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, certainly two young stars in Memphis. How about a young star in Dallas that's shining as bright as you can? Luka Doncic made his return from injury before the All-Star break and looked like the same player we saw. 33 points, 8 assists, 12 rebounds last time out. You're watching the warm-up presented by Ford.